And the Drake equation is a probabilistic argument used to estimate the number of active, commutative, extraterrestrial civilizations in the Milky Way galaxy. So based on the known values and assumptions of the unknown, the range of civilizations is between 20 and 100 million. So there could be a whole bunch of alien species that can communicate, but why aren't we interacting with aliens right now? Another quote, "The Fermi paradox is the apparent contradiction between the lack of evidence for extraterrestrial civilizations and various high estimates of their probability, such as the optimistic estimates for the Drake equation." So a response to the Fermi paradox is like, why don't we see it? Why don't we see aliens and communicate with them? It's the idea of the great filter, preventing civilizations from reaching space travel and interplanetary communication. So looking at the great filter, we have a quote here. "The concept originates in Robin Hansen's argument that the failure to find any extraterrestrial civilizations in the observable universe implies the possibility something is wrong with one or more of the arguments from various scientific disciplines that the appearance of advanced intelligent life is probable. This observation is conceptualized in terms of a great filter, which acts to reduce the great number of sites where intelligent life might arise to the tiny number of intelligent species with advanced civilizations actually observed." So currently we just know one. Humans. This probability threshold, which could lie behind us in our past, or in front of us in our future, might work as a barrier to the evolution of intelligent life, or as a high probability of self-destruction. The main counterintuitive conclusion of this observation is that the easier it was for life to evolve to our stage, the bleaker our future chances probably are. With no evidence of intelligent life other than ourselves, it appears that the process of starting with a star and ending with advanced explosive lasting life might be unlikely. This implies that at least one step in this process must be improbable. Hansen's list, while incomplete, describes the following 9 steps in an evolutionary path that results in the colonization of the observable universe. So these 9 things: we need the right star system, including organics and potentially habitable planets. We need reproductive molecules like RNA, simple prokaryotic single-cell life, complex eukaryotic single-cell life, sexual reproduction, multi-cell life, tool-using animals with intelligence, where we are now, and then we need colonization explosion, so again, expanding into space. According to the Great Filter hypothesis, at least one of these steps, if the list were complete, must be improbable. If it's not an early step, that's in our past, then the implication is that the improbable step lies in our future and our prospects for reaching step 9, which is interstellar colonization, are still bleak. If the past steps are likely, then many civilizations would have developed to the current level of our human species. However, none appear to have made it to step 9, or the Milky Way would be full of colonies. So perhaps step 9 is the unlikely one. And the only things that appear likely to keep us from step 9 are some sort of catastrophe, an underestimation of the impact of procrastination as technology increasingly unburdens existence, or resource exhaustion leads to the impossibility of making the step due to consumption of the available resources. Like, for example, highly constrained energy sources. So by this argument, finding multicellular life on Mars, provided it evolved independently, would be bad news, since it would imply steps 2 through 6 are easy, and hence only 1, 7, 8, or 9, some unknown step, could be the big problem. Of course, there are counter-responses to the Great Filter, like aliens could choose to explore virtual worlds instead of traveling space, or virtual exploration is much more manageable in terms of resources, time, and risk. It's like, why go through the turmoils of space when you could just stay on your home planet and, play VR? But something else to consider here in terms of energy is the Kardashev scale. It's a method of measuring a civilization's level of technological advancement based on the amount of energy they are able to use. So there's 3 types of civilizations here. Type 1 civilization, also called planetary civilization, can use and store all of the available energy on its planet. A Type 2 civilization, also called a stellar civilization, can use and control energy at the scale of its planetary system. A Type 3 civilization, also called a galactic civilization, can control energy at the scale of its entire host galaxy. So based on the Kardashev scale, our species is approaching but well beneath a Type 1 civilization. There are likely a small number of possible ethical systems which can support and sustain civilizations through advanced stages of life. As Aristotle explained, there are many ways to go wrong, but a few ways to be correct. The moralities and strategies which lead to self-destruction represent the boundaries of ethical systems.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this clip, please consider checking out the full video and the series linked in the description.